I call this September 20th, 2023 meeting of the Albuquerque-Bernalillo County Water Utility Authority to order. Councilor Jones, Commissioner Barboa, and Member Real are excused. Councilor Davis is en route and will be here shortly. All other members are present. We'll go ahead and start the meeting off with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which I will lead. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice. So we're going to shuffle our agenda a little bit here because of our absence of a quorum for a few moments. So if there's no objections, I'd like to ask that we move the approvals to move up our, we'll just move item number 3 down between items 7 and 8. Seeing no objections, we have no proclamations and awards tonight. And so that takes us to public comment. Ms. Salas, do we have anyone signed up to speak? Excellent.
Ms. Hubbard, go ahead.
Hello?
We can hear you, Ms. Hubbard. Welcome.
Oh,
You
thank
know the
you.
rules.
Sorry. So last month I spoke about 3 themes: the need to be more flexible, the need to plan with a sense of place, and the need to act together. I'll be continuing with these themes using items from today's agenda as examples. In terms of needing to be more flexible, what a summer. July was the hottest month ever planet-wide, which will likely be the new normal. And what a monsoon season. No rain for the months of June and July, and only 0.69 inches in August. True, this last week has brought double our usual rainfall for September, but how is it being utilized? Rushed down the North Diversion Channel into the Rio Grande to evaporate at the Butte, or slowed down to allow some percolation and perhaps reuse? The latter might take some legislative changes. Why not look into them? Thinking about planning with a sense of place, or planning with an understanding of how the natural environment around us functions, my example today considers the expanding role of groundwater use in the region by the ABCWA and others. Such an increase was the precursor to the Texas versus New Mexico lawsuit, and is occurring for many reasons. One might be due to farmers transferring water rights to wells, might be a huge new urban user such as Maxion, but it boils down to a lack of surface water to supply all demands. So when considering the vast array of projects that are on the agenda tonight, one guiding principle should be, how much does the project reduce depletions? Such an impact could be shown using a water budget model. The water report tonight shows that groundwater usage was more than 140% of the goal, which has already been adjusted to account for no diversions from surface water for 2 months. This usage should be addressed with more than just a drought advisory, with much more emphasis on reducing outside usage. The GPCV goal should be set to 128 for this year, and then put on a declining scale so that by 2037, 110 is achieved. Logically, these 2 themes flow into the third, the need to work together rather than in silos. The state engineer emphasized last month that the MRG must reduce its consumptive uses. That means everybody: fish, farmer, fowl, residents, chip makers. There's already not enough surface water to serve all needs, so what will be reduced? Transferring water from an ag use to an urban one does not necessarily result in a reduction of use. It may in fact increase it. Clearly working together on a path forward, which takes into consideration property rights, tribal rights, ESA obligations, compact obligations, and regional sensibilities, will not be easy. Collaboratively developing a regional water plan provides a path. Included in that, in my opinion, is the developing and maintaining a regional water budget with an emphasis on depletions to ensure joint cooperation. Other efforts with the ABCWA should be involved in include the Rio Grande Basin Study, working with the MERCOG toward developing a one water concept, the ESA Collaborative, and the new Coalition of Rio Grande Water Users. The MRG Water Advocates Monthly Workshop tomorrow features Mike Hammond, the state engineer, and general counsel regarding water management and planning in the MRG. So for registration,
Thank you, Ms. Hubbard. Your time's been exhausted. Always appreciate you visiting with us and sending your comments, both written and in person. Always giving us something really insightful and fact-based to think about. I just want to let the record note here that Councilor Davis is here. We do have a quorum now, but we'll just continue with the agenda as we had amended it. So item number 6, announcements and communications. Our next scheduled meeting is October 18th at 5 p.m. right here in the Vincent Griego Council Chambers. And that'll take us to item number 7, our introduction of legislation. So this is the first reading. There are a number of items under 7, items A through I. And we have Ms. Marta Ortiz, our Chief Financial Officer, here to present. And I was going to ask you, if it's the will of the board up here, if you would like to just go ahead and present all of these.
Yes,
that way
that's
we
what
don't
I
have to keep going
have
through.
planned to do, yes.
Right. Thank you. You have the floor. Thank you.
Thanks. Good evening, Mr. Chair and respective board members. We'll be introducing several resolutions authorizing the Water Authority to enter into a grant agreement with the New Mexico Environment Department. This is capital outlay funding that was authorized by the New Mexico State Legislature in 2023. These lists, I prepared a quick slide for you to see all of them. Resolution 31 is for the aquifer storage recovery in the amount of $140,000. Arsenic treatment facilities is 32 for $115,000. 33 is Bosque non-potable, $300,000. The Carnuel wastewater system, $300,000. And 35 is monitoring wells for $526,000. Resolution 36 is the South Side Water Reclamation Plant outfall project for $318,000. And then the last two, 37, 38, are the Windrock reuse plant system. We've received an award for $5 million and a reauthorization for $250,000. And then the last resolution on the intro is related to the ARPA funding. So the county on September 12th approved the third amendment to the MOU with the Water Authority as a subaward for additional $7.4 million. This funding will be used related to the scope of work at the MDC transmission improvements. And so the total award for the MOU reaches $63 million. All of these resolutions are introduced tonight and will be approved at the next meeting. I stand for questions.
Thank you, Ms. Ortiz. Any questions up here on any of these items? Vice Chair Fugel.
Thank you, Mr. President. So my question was on R37 and R38, the Windrock wastewater reuse plant. I know it was written generically enough to cover the it's not a plant anymore.
Right.
It's a reuse line. But I'm just wondering why we still have it listed as a plant.
We include it because there will be, Stephen, do you want to answer that?
I can't answer why it's still being referenced as a wastewater treatment plant, but the changes to the scope that we included in that documentation is for an extension of a reuse line to Windrock as opposed to a treatment plant at Windrock.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the scope of that work will include the extension and the alignment that we've spoken with you about.
Okay, so can we change the title to reference what it actually is being spent on?
I think the agreement says system,
Okay, but
right,
the
Luz?
name of the
So
bill
the
says.
slide's wrong, but the agreement
Okay, the
says
slide is
system.
wrong, but
The
the
slide is
bill is
wrong,
correct.
and the agreement says system.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
Director Sanchez, did you have anything to add? Okay. Anything else here? All right, so we have no action needed on these right now because those were just introductions. Thank you, Ms. Ortiz, and I think you'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so at this point, we're going to go back to item number 3, the approval of our minutes. I make a motion to approve August 23rd, 2023 minutes. Is there a second? from Vice Chair Feeblecorn. Seeing no discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. No opposed. Your motion carries unanimously. Item number 8 then is our consent agenda. We have 2 items on this consent agenda: appointments to our technical advisory committee and a pricing agreement for AT&T Mobility. I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second? Second from Commissioner Baca. Anything on this item? Any questions? Not seeing any. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Seeing none opposed, the motion carries unanimously. That takes us to item number 9. Ms. Ortiz, I think you're back up here for this one. So we have several items here, and what I was going to suggest, if it's agreeable to the other members of the board, is if you want to go ahead and present through all of these, and then we can go through the specific motions, but I'll leave it up to you. If you
So each specific one needs to be voted on separately,
correct.
but I can certainly describe all of them at once if you'd like.
Great. That's, okay.
All right, thank you. Resolution 25, this is the second reading. It was presented at the last meeting, for the To'Hajiilee Pipeline Project. Navajo Nation is providing $3.5 million for the completion of the pipeline project, and we'll sign an agreement with them to get reimbursed for that amount. So that's the first one. Resolution 26 is a resolution that authorizes us, the Water Authority, to enter in an agreement. This is a second reading from the last meeting to reappropriate $1.395 million, again, for the reuse system instead of plant. Thank you. So that's the second motion on that one. Resolution 27. This is a resolution to authorize for the Water Authority to submit an application to the New Mexico Water Trust Board in the amount of $2 million for advanced metering infrastructure, AMI. This will replace about 14,000 existing meters. To date, we've installed all radio towers, infrastructure associated with AMI, and replaced about 50% of all residential meters within the service area. There is a fiscal impact to this one, and it's about 50% match. So, Resolution 28, this authorizes the Water Authority to submit an application to the Water Trust Board again for $15 million. This project is for the drinking water treatment plant large-scale recharge project, so ASR. And the fiscal impact on this one is a 10% match. Resolution 29. This resolution is again an application to the Water Trust Board for the arsenic treatment facilities project in the amount of $14 million. This will improve the system resiliency, drought preparedness, and especially when the surface water plant is not available. The fiscal impact on this one is a 10% match as well. And lastly, the Resolution 30. This resolution is an application in the amount of $1.1 million through the Drinking Water Bureau for the lead service line replacement. So this is the BIL funding through the state, and we're applying for this and for the recognition of lead lines and replacement plan. So we'll be using that funding for that purpose. And the fiscal impact would be a 70% loan repayment. And I stand for questions.
Thank you, Ms. Ortiz. Do you have any questions from board members on any of these items? On the last one, I did have a quick question on the lead service line replacement. Do we have all of those lines identified and we're just looking to get them replaced? Or you noted something there at the beginning about scoping or something like that?
So this funding will be used to identify the service lines and the material type that's currently in there. So we'd use that funding for that purpose. And then we would apply later for the replacement of those assets once they're identified.
So would that mean like scoping all of our lines or certain areas of lines where we think that there might be a Obviously, if they're new lines or something like that, we wouldn't need to look for lead. But I guess I'm just trying to understand how that.
We
project is going.
we would hire professional services to help inventory our service lines. And that's what the purpose of this funding is for first. And then, once we identify those lines that need to be replaced, then we would seek opportunities to start the replacement of those assets.
Okay. One other question just on all of these, or at least items B through F. These are all just applying for grants
Applying.
through different state agencies. So this is money that's already been appropriated by the legislature, but these are competitive grants, so.
They are competitive, yes. Exactly.
Very good. Yes, Member Benavides.
Yeah, so you're saying that this money will be used to identify the lines that have lead and that will eventually need to be replaced. Don't drawings exist? Maybe they exist in some places, but not all places, to let you know what sort of lines are there?
We've identified the service lines, but we don't have all the exact material types for those service lines, whether they're lead, galvanized, et cetera. So that's the purpose of this exercise, is to identify, we know where the service lines are, but we need to identify the type of material.
And that would not be in a drawing?
I'm not sure. Would it be? Here comes my expert.
So the age of the service lines gives us some idea of, or some insight into the potential material type, but a variety of materials were used for service line installations, and in most cases, we have as-built record drawings for the water mains, not so much for the specific material used for the services. So in some cases, they're copper, in some cases, they're galvanized, and in some cases, they might be lead. And so a desktop survey will allow us to kind of evaluate to some degree what the areas that are at the highest risk of having some lead services, and then from there, there'll have to be some actual field verification of the material type to confirm those services that are actually lead.
So going forward in new construction, would there be better records kept as to what?
Absolutely. Actually, all of our water line rehab projects now have tables on the cover sheet that actually summarize all the material types for our mains, for our service lines, et cetera, copper or PEX, et cetera, so that we have those records and have that front and center for our crews in the future. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything further here? All right, so we'll have to go through these individually on the votes. I would make a motion to approve item A, R23-25. This is amendments for the Tohajali pipeline. Second from Vice Chair Feeblecorn. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. None opposed, the motion carries unanimously. Item B, 23-26 is approving the Winrock wastewater reuse system application. Do I have a motion to approve? Second. Seeing no discussion on this item, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, motion carries unanimously. Item C, R23-27, is an application for the Advanced Meter Infrastructure Project. I'd make a motion to approve. A second from Vice Chair Feeblecorn. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Seeing none opposed, item carries. Item D, R23-28, authorizing a funding application for the large-scale water treatment plant recharge project. I make a motion to approve. Second from Vice Chair Feeblecorn. Seeing no discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. And that takes us to item E, R23-29, funding application for the arsenic treatment facility. I make a motion to approve. Second from Councilor Davis. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Seeing none opposed, item carries unanimously, and we have, that takes us to item F, 23-30, application for the lead service line replacement. Make a motion to approve. Second from Commissioner Baca. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Seeing none opposed, all of those items
Thank you.
carry unanimously. Thank you. And we now go to item 10, other business. So this is going to be information only. Our first item is our water report, OB 23-21, Mr. Carlos Bustos. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chair Olivas, Vice Chair Fieldcorn, and members of the board. I'm Carlos Bustos, and I'll be providing the water report and slight update on what's going on with our weather conditions. Certainly, this year has been somewhat erratic in regards to the type of precipitation and climate events and the heat spell that we went through in July. The spring season looked really good in regards to looking at our drought maps and conditions for the state. After the type of summer that we experienced, certainly those maps have changed, and we're currently at severe drought conditions here for the county, which triggers stage 0. So I'll be talking about what that means. Our annual operational groundwater goals were exceeded to 170% for the month of August. That's something that certainly we did not anticipate with the type of snowpack we had last winter season. July demand was above what we've seen in the last 3 years. That was due to the dry heat. Record days we experienced during a 6-week period. The demand has dropped from about 125 million gallons per day, peaking at 145 million gallons per day in early August, to about 84 million gallons per day in the last week. That's certainly because of the cooler and wetter days that we've experienced in September. Certainly, if we continue to have this type of conditions for the fall season, those drought conditions are going to change to the positive. Regardless, we're planning a drought campaign and have initiated our education by launching our successful online drought class. We're teaching 6 classes in the next couple months, and the fall and winter conditions will determine our next steps. So looking at Albuquerque temperature and what we went through a record heat wave and little to no monsoon rains. July was the peak when we had record heat days here and around the world. Looking at precipitation to date, we've only received about 3.72 inches. Certainly some parts of Albuquerque has received up to 5 inches. It depends where you live sometimes. But the normal for this type of year is closer to 7 inches. 70 would be back home, where I grew up. Certainly, these conditions trigger a stage 0. Our drought plan is intended mainly to address increased water use solely when it results from extended drought circumstances and conditions. It is not intended to be used to penalize its customers for any monthly or yearly demand that they may exceed due to the dry spell that we went through for July, for example. When all the county is in severe drought, regardless, based on the plan, we automatically move into stage 0 and start educating the public and working on campaigns to encourage voluntary conservation, which has been successful in the past. We are initiating education actions, and if whether or not we move into the next stages, they have to do with the triggers that were outlined in the drought plan, which are the annual groundwater production goals, whether or not those are being exceeded, but also whether or not our customers are exceeding the UPCD goal, which is right now at 136, and our UPCD right now is at 128. So certainly, customers like myself, we responded to that dry heat spell by adding more water to our plants and conserve our landscapes and so forth. But we're also responding to the September weather patterns and the temperature and the precipitation that we're getting by lowering our demand. So the drought plan is really intended to look at the longer term conditions, and if we were to continue with a trend of exceeding our demand for this type of year, we would probably be moving into stage 1. But because things have somewhat normalized after what we experienced in July and August, we're in stage 0, and we'll continue to educate the board on a monthly basis and monitor the conditions. And depending on what happens in the fall and the winter, we might decide, or the plan will trigger a stage 1. And with that, we can move to questions.
Any questions from the board? I guess I just have one. It's not really a question, it's just a comment, and sort of like with what we're seeing in global climate change, and it's really aridification that we're seeing in the Southwest. It's not drought anymore. And I guess I'm a little uneasy about this in the fact that we had one of our wettest winters in a long time as far as snowpack goes, and yet we still had pretty dismal summer and, exceeded our goals as far as pumping and groundwater use and all those types of things because of that aridification, in my opinion. It's not drought anymore. So I guess I'm just making a comment that I think that the language here needs perhaps a little bit of updating as we go through our processes of annually updating our goals and our process for all this. I just can't help but feel that this year was a great lesson to all of us in that even in these years that might look like they would be better, I remember being here in March and Ms. Agnew talking about the flows that we were seeing in the Grand and the record snowpack and how we could run the plant most of the year. And July just busted all of those predictions and really set us back. So that's all.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you for your report. That takes us to item B, OB 23-22, a CIP project update on all the good work that we have going on around the city. Mr. Leflin.
Chairman, Vice Chair, members of the board, I'd like to provide an update on the CIP projects, some of our priority projects that we're working on. Talk about our budget briefly. Just kind of a summary of what we've spent over the last few years. Currently, we're in FY24. We have a $108 million budget. We've encumbered $54 million on active projects. We've spent about $7 million so far in July and August. Still have some outstanding project invoices to account for that, but that's basically an estimate. And we're still working on a lot of challenges with our projects. Extended delivery times for materials, especially electrical and mechanical equipment, and then just busy contractors and consultants and Water Authority personnel as well. So would like to just briefly talk about some of the priority rehab projects. I'm very excited. There are 3 projects up there in yellow. These are all projects that are completed as of last couple of weeks. And so very excited to we'll be able to take those off the list, and I'll add some more to this for next month. So just briefly going through them, our Volcano Cliffs Arsenic Treatment Facility project, we're ready to go to bid on that project, so that will be bidding that will be going to advertisement this Sunday. So very excited to get that project moving forward. That's being funded with ARPA and Water Trust Board funds. Our sewer rehab project, I-40 and Western Trail, is ongoing. We're in the second phase of that project, and we should be completed with that work before the end of the year. So that move is moving forward. One of the projects that has been completed is our sewer rehab on 15th and Mountain. Rochelle Larson and Eric Williams are PMs on that project, and together with TLC and WSP, our consultant, they were able to rehab about a mile of interceptor pipe through the 15th and Mountain area. So very excited to get that work completed. I think the folks that live there are excited to get that work completed too. But that one's great, and it helps us to rehab some some pipe that's in very poor condition. So I'm excited about that one. Steel waterline replacement project on Mountain and Zuni was also completed a couple of weeks ago, and that replaced about 2 miles of steel waterline. So that project is now done, and we'll be starting another one here at the bottom of this list that I'll talk about in a second. The West Side Emergency Housing Complex project, where we're installing gravity sewer out at the city's West Side Emergency Housing Complex. That work is completed. We are in startup mode with the screen that we put in to remove the debris from the sewage. So we're basically in the final stages of that project as well. So those three are essentially complete and will be coming off the list. The Tajalli Transmission Line project, we're working through some final regulatory approvals on that project, and then we'll be going to bid on that project within the next couple of weeks as well. So excited to get that project out the door as well. 80 transmission lines in design. That's a project on the far east side. We're working closely with the city and the open space group to complete that project. Our Carnuel water and sewer projects, which are ARPA-funded projects, those are all moving forward. Design will be completed before the end of the year, and then we'll be going to bid and construction in early 2024. The Kirtland Air Force Base project is under construction right now. We're about 75% complete on that project. Most of the interceptor rehab is done. We're still working on manhole rehab, as well as some manhole protection along the Tijeras Arroyo. But that'll be completed before the end of the year as well. The MDC lift station and force main project was actually on the agenda earlier. So that project will be completed. The design will be completed on that project middle of October. And as soon as that design is completed, we'll be going to bid and construction on that one. With all of these ARPA-funded projects, certainly some degree of urgency to get them into construction as quickly as possible and get those ARPA funds encumbered. So the project teams are working very hard to get that work done. The South Valley Drinking Water Project Phases 8 and 9, design, that project is also in design. Design will be completed by early 2024. Should be January, February timeline, and upon completion, again, moving into construction as quickly as possible. Bosque West Side Reuse Project, we're working with Carollo Engineers on planning and design, preliminary design for that project, and that work is continuing and moving forward. Our Windrock Reuse Line extension, we're moving very aggressively forward on the design for that project. Jacobs is making great strides for us on that. We've got an alignment selected. We're working with Open Space on an easement through one of the parks, and so and are moving into the design phase to produce plan and profile sheets for that project. So excited to keep that moving forward. The plan for that one is to have the design completed by middle of next year, and then move into bidding and construction. And Mesa del Sol Reuse Pump Station project, ARPA-funded project. We're in design on that project as well. And again, that one has taken on some extra importance with some of the growth happening out there at in the Mesa del Sol area. And then finally, Union Castle. Last month, I put this on the list. This is a steel waterline replacement project in the Union Castle neighborhood. We were completing design last time we talked. We put the project out to bid. We've selected a contractor, and we'll be under construction in October for that work. So excited to move forward with that. Quick update on the Project Golden Eagle Maxion. This is our September 2023 update as we work towards evaluating an advanced water treatment facility that will supply Maxion with water. We've received water quality data from Maxion. We were waiting on that, and so we finally received that information. We've received a facility water balance, so we understand better what their ultimate demands are going to be for their facility. We performed site visits on 9/6, on September 6th and 7th, to several treatment facilities in Chandler, Arizona, that are very similar to what our treatment facility will ultimately look like, and we're able to obtain a ton of information, and I've got some pictures that I'll share in just a moment on that, just about things we need to be aware of with our facility. We also had a workshop last week with Maxion and Mesa del Sol to work through some of the water quality data that they have provided, and to look at some of the gaps that we still have. And we are working with Jacobs to prepare a scope and fee for our preliminary engineering report, our basis of design tech memorandum, and our 30% design that we'll be putting together for this project. All done on an expedited basis to try to meet the schedule that they have for their installation. And then finally, just ongoing coordination with Maxion, Mesa del Sol, the city, PNM for power supply for our treatment plant, et cetera. So a lot of coordination continues to move forward. CIP in action. Just like to show some pictures of some of the things that are happening. So this was a emergency transmission line leak at Copper in Carlisle. This work, it's 24-inch concrete cylinder pipe, had a leak, dug it up last week, did a temporary repair, backfilled it. Got a text earlier this evening that the pavement has been laid down, so this will be opened up by midday tomorrow. A longer-term repair will be needed, but considering this location and what was going to need to happen in terms of isolation of this portion of the line, recognizing that with the Balloon Fiesta coming, et cetera, it was not the right time to close those roads. And so we made some decisions in terms of just doing a temporary repair for now, and then we'll come back in the winter and complete the work. So again, we have fantastic crews and some great people that some good contractors that really do some fantastic work for us. And then finally, these are some pictures of what our advanced water treatment facility will potentially look like. Just going clockwise from the upper left, those are our reverse osmosis filters. So those will be filtering out high concentrations of TDS and salts in the water. The middle picture is a picture of a brine concentrator and crystallizer that will take super concentrated brine, basically the final concentrated portion of water from it has all of the, not contaminants so much, but all of the salts, and then basically takes that and converts it to a salt product that gets disposed of. The picture on the top right is a picture of the equipment associated with cold lime softening, which is a softening process that will also remove some of the TDS compounds that are required prior to RO so that you don't blind your RO filters. And then the bottom is a picture of a belt filter press, which is used to press some of the sludge that is a byproduct of the treatment processes. And then those bottom two pictures are of the cold lime softening process, where some of those salts are removed from the system. So again, really steep learning curve in terms of what this treatment facility will look like. And I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Lockwood. Vice Chair Feeblecorn.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just had a question on the water quality data that we received from Maxion, and I'm wondering if it is in the the expected range, or if there are going to have to be special processes built into our treatment facility to handle that water in an appropriate manner.
It's in the expected range for industrial processes like this. So we have a fairly straightforward understanding of what unit processes are going to be required for this treatment process. I think probably the biggest question that we still have to answer is just ensuring that there aren't significant organics, because everything we're looking at primarily is just salt-based, is TDS-based. And so if we can confirm that issue with regard to the organics, we should be able to move forward pretty aggressively with the rest of our planning and design for the plant.
That's good news, given the timeline.
It is, and it's been it's been a whirlwind. It really has. And so they've been great to work with. They're working as hard as they can to get us the information. And then we've got consultants and personnel standing by to really push this forward.
Thank you. Anything else on your report here, board members? Really appreciate the thoroughness of your report and especially the update there on the Maxion piece.
Great.
Thank you for working so hard on that and all of these projects to keep the water flowing and sewage moving.
Thank you.
And now we have item C, OB 23-23. This is an update on our automated meter infrastructure that we just talked about earlier for a new funding request. We have Joaquin Zamora and Adrian Candelaria. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Chair, board members. And like I said, my name is Joaquin Zamora. I work in IT, and I manage the AMI network and any type of hardware that is associated with that infrastructure. So AMI, what is it, right? It's an advanced metering infrastructure that allows us to remote and collect meter data and refers to the equipment used to collect and store and forward that information to our meters. It's a two-way radio system, so we have a network that communicates to those radios. We can receive and send messages from those meters out in our network, all of our accounts. Not all of them, 77% of them. Why AMI? Well, there's a lot of benefits to AMI, and of course, better billing accuracy, revenue improvement, provides close to real-time data, so we can look at the data, get into the network and look at the data at those accounts associated with AMI. Customers can monitor their own usage, and Adrian will show you how that looks on our web portal. Of course, we don't have to wait for our monthly billing cycle to flag high usages, because our system basically sends us alerts and reports so we can look at those before the bills go out. Faster resolution for customer inquiries, customer calls, and concerned about their bill. We can look at the data and let them know when it started, how long it's going on, how much, and so forth like that. Automates the metering reading process. So we have 33% of those accounts are read manually. The other 77 are read over the air through our network. And those are automated through our systems. Those bills get generated out automatically through our SQL, the stuff format we have on the online. All that stuff gets done automatically. Faster response for malfunctions and tampering. For example, someone turns their meter backwards, we get an alert on a backflow. Maybe they unplug the device thinking that, that we're not going to bill their account. Well, our network tells us we're not communicating with that device. Someone needs to go look at it. So we have all these flags in place that we can go out and look at all these alerts that come back. Reduce our carbon footprint. We usually have like 20 or so, 20 plus meter readers out there. Before AMI, we're driving around reading all these accounts. Now that we're at 77%, there's less manual accounts to read, so we have less techs out there driving around, and we free up them to do a lot more tasks. And of course, employee safety. Our employees deal with a lot of safety issues out in the field when they're manually reading those accounts, and dogs, people, high traffic areas, and so we kind of remove them from that parts of safety. Looking at the transition, we started in 2011. You can kind of see in 2011, we started off with a small percentage of accounts, and that was kind of like our deployment. We did large meters, was our first install of this AMI infrastructure. So before we did any type of billing or anything, we looked at the data coming in, we looked at how the accounts were going to get billed and the data coming back. So when we do bill those accounts, they're billed correctly. And of course, start, looking at the data coming in and make sure everything looked fine. And then as you can see now, 2012, 2013, we had some help with another utility outsource training us and how to do all the installs. So we did a huge mass install for the first 2 years, and then after that, you can see the Water Authority and our team has did all the installs since then. You can kind of see it trending up because the more and more we install, the less manual accounts we have to read, At the end of the day, these technicians are going out and installing the AMI on the accounts, on those accounts. So footprint here is like I was talking about earlier, we're at 70% of our AMI deployment. And our total investment now is 14.4 million, and that's hardware, infrastructure, and all the devices that are out in the field. And our targeted completion is in 2026, because we're averaging probably between 1,500 to 1,600 AMI installs per month within the authority. So I'm going to leave it up to Adrian to take over, and she's going to go over, like I talked about, how the portal, how our customers can use that to help them with look at their data.
Great. Thanks, Joaquin. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Yeah, well, how do we use this technology and how do we make it beneficial to our customers? That's what I'm going to cover in the next few slides. It all starts here from our webpage. In the upper right-hand corner, you should see a yellow circle. That's My Account. When you click that, you have an opportunity to sign in or create an account if you don't have one already. It just requires an email address. It's pretty straightforward. Once you do that and you log in, this is the landing page you'll see. And you have the opportunity here to actually select how you want to receive your bill. If you like to get a piece of paper in the mail, because that's how you do your bills, no problem. But we have it set up default to send you an email with your bill, okay? Saving paper, printing costs, mailing. You can change that right here on your own. You can also view and pay the bill. So in the lower right-hand portion of the slide, you can see a yellow circle. That's a link out to our payment website. So you can see all of the bills are there. You can check your past bills, and then you click links. You can add a payment method. You can set up recurring payment. You can do a one-time payment. And where I'm going to focus on from here is the lower left-hand of the slide, which is the view your water usage. So if you have an AMI meter installed at your property, and you log into My Portal, and you navigate to this part of the screen, you can see in this particular slide I selected for this account 1 month's worth of usage, and this is a daily look. And this is set up in units. You have the option to also look at it in gallons, so it is customizable, and you can change it on the fly. From here, and this is the really neat part of how customers can access and use this information, you can set up alerts. So this happens to be my father-in-law's property, so this is a screenshot of how I set it up. You have the option to get either email or a text message or both, and I can set up, in this case, a daily alert. You could change it to weekly or monthly. And then you set the threshold based on, well, how much water have I used over the last month and what number would I not want to exceed, or what I want to get a message about that I'd used more than my normal. So once you do that, this screen shows you a little snip of an email, a text message in the middle, and those are for AMI accounts where someone has set up their threshold, in this case, a monthly basis exceeding 1,000 gallons. Hey, you've met your threshold. Is that about average or normal for you? Did you get that about the same time as last month? It's just giving you an alert, like, hey, heads up. The other image on the screen is of a letter that our billing system sends out to customers, whether they have an AMI meter or a non-AMI, and it's monthly. You can't change that. It's every month because that's when we generate the bill. And that says, hey, courtesy, you have used more than your average for this month compared to last year this month. One of the other features that AMI allows you to look at is continuous usage. And on the residential side, this is something that Joaquin and his team are doing manually right now. So they're generating a report looking at usage that exceeds 48 hours, more than 10 cubic feet. So they dispatch a technician, knock on the door, try to make contact with the customer. If they're able to, they walk through, hi, this is who I am. They're wearing their Water Authority gear, picture here with the yellow vest. Let them know that they've identified this property as having some continuous usage. It might indicate that there's a leak. And if they're not home or no one answers, we'll leave a door hanger, this yellow picture. Hey, we were here, this is what's going on, please call us. Soon, we'd like to have that auto-generated via email through that My Account portal that I showed you earlier, so that a customer could just get an email that says, hey, we noticed that you had continuous usage. So looking into the future, how do we reach out to more of our customers? Again, this all goes back to our webpage and through the My Account portal. Our plan is to reach out to these two groups of customers. Customers who are already registered in My Account portal, so they can view the bill, pay the bill, and see their usage, and make sure they know how to set an alert, what it means to get the alert, I think initially I played around with it for myself, and it was like every few hours I was getting a text. You know, you kind of got to play with it to get that right, you know, that sweet spot. That would be group one. Group two would be customers who have AMI meters but are not aware that there's even an account portal available and what features they can access. So we're looking at letters, bill inserts, emails, and door hangers. So Joaquin and his team, as they continue to install AMI meters out there, they can leave a door hanger that says, hey, visit our website, create an account, log in, set an alert, and our staff in the call center will be available to help you walk through how to make that happen. And with that, I'd be happy to turn any question over to Joaquin.
Thank you both. That's really cool stuff and really helpful to know. I did not know that about that real-time feature of being able to look for leaks and other issues in the piping system. So that's awesome. Councilor Davis.
Thank you so much, Ms. Candelaria. I appreciate it, Joaquin. In fact, on the real-time AMI portal to look at your things, I've been sort of playing around with this for a little while, and my neighbor actually came over when we were talking about her water bill the other day, and we both looked. We both keep getting this error that says invalid authentication token. It keeps showing up all the time on my commercial accounts, and you know I have a number of them. And I wonder, is this something that are all of our customers experiencing this, or is there an update there, or are we just doing it wrong?
I think this would be better solved if you and I talked on the phone, and I could look at your account and see would that be okay?
I assumed it was us, but then I went in, we checked some of our other ones, and we were.
I would never say it's the customer. It's probably just some kind of disconnect. So let me figure it out, and we'll get that cleared up.
I think this is fabulous.
Vice Chair Feeblecourt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I just wanted to say I am so proud of the Water Utility Authority for getting these AMIs in place. We are far ahead of a lot of other utilities in our state, and we've been trying to get these for the other utilities for decades. And so it's always nice to be able to tell constituents that, you know, your water use is already moving that way, and if you don't have it yet, it's coming very soon. I did have a question from a constituent the other day, and I thought it was something that was worthy of discussion. The continuous usage, when you send someone out to knock on the door, is there a way, if you do have if they have an account set up, to text them to let them know that someone is coming to their house? There's understandable safety concerns, and I just wanted to make sure that we had some way of telling them the person that's coming to your door is an actual Water Utility Authority person.
Sure. So the way we delegate the work is we look at these reports daily, and we create these reports that these residential accounts that are continuous usage, and then we give that to we create these work orders. And they go on iPads. So when our techs go out in the field, they like Adrian said, we're in a water authority utility vehicle. We have a water utility vest. And so everything is logoed as far as when we go out there. And I know, you know, our techs work from, 7 to 5, and sometimes people are at work at that time when we do get to those accounts. So that's why we do leave the door hangers. We do door knocks, and sometimes if we feel that, you know, the gate's locked and we can't get in there, we'll try to leave the door hanger in a place where we think the customer might see the door hanger. And we also leave a lot of information on them so they can call us back. And we let them know that, hey, we were there because of this reason. You were using this amount of water. And then, like I said, on the AMI database, we can go back and say, it started 3 days ago, started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's been continuous since. And if you get into the portal, you'd be able to go and look at that daily snapshot and see that water. And when we say continuous, we mean every hour on the hour, there's a data going through that database. Now, let's say, for example, if they didn't use water for 3 hours and then it started again, well, is that continuous usage? Not really, because it's not unless it's a 48-hour window. So that's how we generate those work orders. But right now we're not doing any calls, but there's sometimes we get to a vacant house where there's a realtor's picture there with a number, and we know that probably someone does not live there, and we want to help resolve the issue because there may be vandalism, it could be squatters, whatever it may be in there. We do call them. and we'll let them know, hey, we're here at this house that you have listed. We make contact with them, we leave a message, they call us back, and then we let them know that we were there because such and such. But for future, you know, we don't know, like Adrian could probably answer that about calling and saying, hey, we're gonna come at this time. Because it's hard for us, depending on the schedule, on how many work orders we have, of what exact time we're gonna be there. But we know we're gonna get there, but we just don't know. And then how we route ourselves, because we have to sequentially route ourselves on our application, so we're not doing this and this and this. Hopefully that answered your question.
If I may just follow up on that, Mr. Chairman, Councilor Feeblecorn, there certainly is a way, if a customer has registered in the portal and I have a way to reach them, even if it's not a cell phone, maybe they just signed up with an email address, that we could coordinate with Joaquin to at least give a heads up that sometime this week we will be reaching out to you to come to your home. So I'll work with him on that, because your point is taken. If someone hasn't registered in the portal, it's highly unlikely that we have a way to communicate with them because we are property-based, not person-based. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you. The woman that called me said, I got the door hanger, I would have answered, but I was too afraid.
Right.
And I totally understand that, and I understand that we're just getting there, but just in the future, if there is a way to just a notice that says you may have a technician stop by this week, I think would just make people feel a little more safe and comfortable. Thank you.
Anything else? Yes, Member Benavides.
Yeah, so I really like the continuous usage feature. So if I heard you correctly, that it's over 48 hours, and if the flow never goes to zero over a 1 hour period, then it's pretty obvious there's a leak. Is that correct? What is the threshold, the minimum that you can measure?
So 1 cubic foot every hour. So that alert is set up right now at 1 cubic foot, which is 7.48 gallons every hour in the hour. So anything at 7.48 gallons every hour in the hour goes to that port for residential accounts. For commercial accounts, it's different because we have businesses that use water 24 hours. So Carlos and his team kind of look at a lot of those accounts because the usage is a lot different. You know, and even at apartment complexes, you know, people work. It's kind of hard to find out, you know, what's going on. But most of the time, when we get there, it's a toilet running that the customer's not aware of. It's irrigation leaks. It's water softeners. It's hoses being left on. I mean, we have a lot of videos and a lot of stuff that we keep in from the text. I tell them, hey, anything, always record. And when our work orders, when we're out in the field, the work orders, we're able to, when we get in the work order, we're able to get on site and put all our notes on the work order. And it comes and updates Adrian's system about what we found, if we found anything. But we always leave a note, customer contact, saying we left a door hanger, we saw irrigation leak on the front. The customer knows about the leak, they just haven't had a chance to fix it. You know, we go out there and we actually we try to do a lot of help to. We'll turn off irrigation valves and wait till the meter stopped at the curb, and they'll let them know, okay, hey, it stopped. It's something with your irrigation. Or let me turn off your hot water valve on your hot water water heater. Oh, well, something in the hot water line somewhere is leaking. You know, so we do a lot of things to help the customers resolve these issues without. And sometimes we find them really easy. You know, and oh, your chain stuck on your toilet. We just unlatch it, and now we go out to the meter and show them the meter stopped. The dial stopped turning and you're good. And they're like, oh my gosh, thank you. I would have not known that. I don't go up to that room. It's upstairs and no one's up there anymore, you know, whatever it may be. But yeah, so we do a lot of good things with the data now. And
so let me ask a follow-on question.
Yep.
So anyone that's gone on vacation for a long period of time, especially in the winter, they're not necessarily worried about a small leak. They're worried that a pipe broke, froze, and now you got a lot of water that could be flooding your home. Is there an alert for that?
Yes, so we actually did a report to our team at one time. This did happen. This is a story. I looked at the alert. I looked at the database, and it actually puts the alerts from highest to lowest when it gives me the report. And that house just happened to be at the very top of the report. That was a day. 2 days this had happened, right? Because it was on that report. We looked at I said, we need to send someone out there quick because this looks like someone needs to address it right away. So we went out there. It was a residential house that they were gone, and there was a pipe that did burst. It did cause some water damage, but Without this technology, they said they were being gone for 2 weeks. And the neighbors around them were it was down in the Rio Grande area, so there's houses, big houses, and they're far from their neighbors. No one would probably notice this until someone would have came home and saw a lot more damage. But that alert, because of the alert we have on our database, gave us that alert. We were able to go out there within that 48-hour window a little bit later and turn the water off at the curb. And then we did notify a neighbor, and he said, because you could see, a couple of sheetrock panels did fall, but the customer was really grateful for the minimal damage that was caused.
So does the customer get an alert?
So they do not. Right now, we get it internally, but they have the option of setting it up in the portal, like Adrian said. They can go in there and set that threshold up to what's not considered especially if you're gone, say you're gone for the winter, if you're on vacation, well, you can set up that alert and go in there and say, I want to see 2 gallons of water being used in at my house now, and it'll alert you as soon as 2 gallons is used.
It alerts you by way of email?
Text or email.
Okay. That's very great. That's a great feature.
Yep.
One final question. How do you power these systems?
So right now, we have all of I call them TGBs. It's a Tower Gateway Base Station. We have 12 of them, and they're around our water reservoirs, so it's on our own network, on our own properties. And they are powered by the power that we provide from our reservoir. We have power at locations, so we have them electrical wired to our buildings, so we have breakers and stuff that go to those TGBs, and then those TGBs are basically set up as a receiver, and we have backup batteries for those. And if one tower went down, all the towers that we have communicate with all the radios. So if one tower went down, it didn't matter. Like if all the towers went down, it might be an issue, but we've never had that issue. So we have them powered with direct power.
We're talking about the power at the residential.
The batteries. Okay, so the radios that are out in the field in the meter boxes is a 3.6 lithium battery. It's got a 20-year lifetime on the battery, and most of our meters, our residential meters, are also 20-year lifetime. So when we install that meter, when we install that radio, we can monitor the voltage of those radios out in the field. So we also have alerts for low voltage batteries. So if ever there's a battery that goes low between our low threshold, it'll alert our system, and I'll have our technician say, we need to go look at this battery because now it's not 3.6, it's 1.5. And it might be time, but like I said, we keep a snapshot of that install date, and at 20 years when these batteries start to go low, we start replacing them because we'll know what to go out and start because we have a snapshot of when they were installed.
Thank you for answering all those questions.
Yes, sir.
Really good questions, and just a really awesome program, because not only does it save water, but it can save our customers money. And I can say, as a plumber, having responded to a lot of these calls of bursted pipes and stuff like that, and not to mention, this is a free service. So there's a lot of services that you have to pay for this kind of detection for, like Ring or some of these other companies that, you can hook these up to a faucet or a specific water line, put one by your water heater. This is a free service that's fully customizable, and it's whole house monitoring.
Right.
It's something that I think our customers should be really excited about, and I hope we can get the word out because this is really helpful for a lot of reasons.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that takes us to our last item tonight, OB 23-24, a review of our comprehensive asset management plan. Ms. Ortiz.
Hi, I'm back. Thanks. I'll try to keep this brief since it's the last presentation. We just recently updated our comprehensive asset management plan. We utilized this, and I'm going to go over the history, and we call it the CAMP, Comprehensive Asset Management Plan. Good acronym there. I'll talk about the methodology, how we based our risk scoring on our assets, how we use it as a cost basis analysis for the replacement of assets. We've developed CIP planning, projected plannings for the 20-year and 100-year plans in this document, as well as we'll show you a couple of dashboards that we've developed to keep our data up to date and is integrated with our Maximo system, where we have our asset inventory. So first, a little history of the asset management program. Back in 2009 is when we started developing asset management plans for the Water Authority. And in 2011, we developed the first utility-wide asset management plan. This document today is an update to that 2011 plan. And between 2011 and now, we've updated sections of that plan, and this tells you all the items that we've done asset management plans for individual types of assets. So like for reservoirs, our well sites, that sort of thing. So we did inventories and did assessments throughout those years as well. And then in the last couple years, we continued to do the items that weren't assessed. So those have been assessed, everything's been assessed now. And this slide shows you all the coverages that we've done over the years. We've updated our asset management plans. And most recently, the San Juan Chama facility, since it's 15 years old, it's never had an assessment, so that was assessed. And some of our well sites, some of our arsenic treatment facilities, as well as some order stations and the Southside Reclamation Plan. We developed new risk scoring of our assets. So for vertical risk scoring, we use a category 1 through 5. We use the level of service and the consequence of failure and the likelihood of failure to calculate this. And the components of that for the consequence of failure is basically the service delivery, redundancy, criticality of those assets, the safety, security, the financial impact. All of these listed on this page are used to calculate that score for that asset. On the linear side, we do the same thing, but it's a little bit higher. We do 1 through 5, but we also go 5, 6, 7, 8 as well because of the severity of those pipes. And this is for all the water pipes and sewer pipes. We manage vertical risk scores annually. We have all this data that we compiled, we've input in our Maximo software, and we continue to update it on an annual basis. So we update the replacement cost of assets on an annual basis based off of the inflation rates. We also do that in the, for the linear assets as well. System of record for linear assets is GIS, our geotech system, and we update those as well on a quarterly basis, those risks. And that's just how we load them in our system. Next slide. And the cost basis. So the replacement costs of assets are developed using these factors. We use the raw cost, the most recent cost of those assets in today's dollars, and then we use the estimated actual cost additions to those assets because Water Authority staff can't install or replace all of our assets. We hire contractors to do that. And these are the factors that are used to calculate the replacement costs of those assets, where a contractor comes in versus somebody at the Water Authority installing those. So in that case, we developed our replacement cost using the 3.75 multiplier for when we hire contractors to replace our assets. And then for those assets that we use our internal staff, we use a 2.0 multiplier for the cost of those replacements of those assets. This is a snapshot back in time when we finalized this plan. This is the conceptual cost of the annual cost of replacements of assets that are due to be replaced in each fiscal year. So as you can see, using the 3.75 multiplier, the replacement of assets would be 91 million on an annual basis. If we use the 2.0, it's about 70 million a year. So it depends on what assets are critical that need to be replaced versus assets that can wait a few years to get replaced. This is our 100-year projection. As you can see, this is the total replacement of assets. So we evaluate this on an annual basis during our CIP process for the decade plan. So we update that on an annual basis now instead of biannual. So we're using the data from this report and determining which assets need to be replaced, as well as the prioritization of those assets that need to be replaced. So this is like an ongoing, it's never going to be stagnant. It's always going to be a moving target. And like I said, we use this as a planning tool. We're going to always continuously update this document, and we have tools in place now to take that data from our Maximo system to always continue to update that data on each individual asset as well. Again, we use this document to do our decade plan. So in the fall, or actually next spring, you'll see this. And what we determined by using these tools and mechanisms to determine what our CIP funding is going to be for each fiscal year. We developed dashboards. These are a snippet of the dashboards that we use for each facility. We can look at the replacement of individual assets or the whole facility, by facility. And we're using Power BI for this. And it's interactive with our Maximo system. So every time we update an asset or replace an asset in Maximo, this is always updated, this dashboard. This is a scenario of an individual asset. So this dashboard is just for a facility and a certain asset. So you can see all the data related to that asset. And then scenario 2 is, like I said, the facility. You can drill down to the asset or the facility. And lastly, we're working towards automating our effective utility management and your board scorecard of all our measurements that we do at the Water Authority. And this is a sample of what you're going to see in the future. We're still working on it and getting it finalized, but this is a snippet of the dashboard and the goals and the priority for meeting those goals. And then lastly, this is the effective utility management dashboard that we use internally as well to do our measurements. So what is our next steps? So our next steps, basically, we're going to take this comprehensive asset management plan. We're going to develop the 2025 decade plan using this data and the data that's in our software. We're going to develop operational KPIs in Power BI with each work group. So currently they're doing it themselves manually on Excel or things like that. We're going to try to automate that. We're going to continue to improve accuracy of our asset register, strive for data integrity, and of course update this document on an annual basis. Okay. Any questions?
Questions? I've seen any. This is, again, really cutting edge stuff. I think we're light years ahead of probably other utilities, but definitely of other governments in the region area. This is
Mr. Chair,
way ahead.
I just had one comment, and Mark, and to all the staff. I mean, you guys rock. This is just amazing stuff. Very professional, very systematic, very forward-thinking. And so I just had to congratulate all of you and thank you for the presentations this evening. Really great.
Thank you so much.
Well said, Commissioner. I couldn't say it better. Thank you. And with no further business here, I'll call this meeting adjourned.